feeding your family's one thing, but we're talking about a 2-year fraud involving hundreds of thousands of dollars. You saw an opportunity and you took it.
I was like, she might have made like a couple of $100, possibly couple of $1,000. Hundreds of thousands of dollars? What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we have probably one of the most craziest videos I think I've had on my channel. Judge locks up psychic scammer Jaycee, bans her from fortune telling. What? This came out 57 minutes ago. Like, I was literally I was turning off my computer. I just reacted to another video. I already uploaded a video for today, and this is probably the second video of the day. And wow, I just said "and" like 3 times. That is crazy because I'm just surprised. I've never seen a fortune teller actually get locked up.
First, the court's going to address the grounds for departure one by one.
How many years?
All right, we have under 921.0026 sub 2. Defense has requested a downward departure under subsection C.
Wow, that is
that
crazy.
Ms. Wasso was not of the capacity to appreciate the criminal nature of the conduct, and her ability to conform that conduct to the requirements of law was substantially impaired. I think from the court's finding, I think it's pretty clear that she knew right from wrong, and I don't believe this grounds for departure applies. As far as E, the need for payment of restitution to the victim outweighs the need for a prison sentence. I don't think that one applies here. The victim, Mr. Rappaport, is a man of means, and most of the restitution has already been paid by co-defendants, so I don't think this grounds for departure applies. Under G,
okay, so she's
the
not serving
defendant
prison
acted
time.
under extreme duress or under domination of another person. I know we've gone some back and forth with her relationship with Joey Evans and what I separate the two things between the fraud and any domestic issues the two of them may or may not have had, and I don't additionally the fraud started before she met Joey Evans, so I don't find that grounds for departure is appropriate. And we go to I, which is that the defendant attempted to cooperate with the state to resolve the current offense or any other offense, and I know there's been a lot of back and forth on that, and there was minimization and deception within the proffer statement, and I know there's an argument over whether further investigative avenues should have been explored or not, but I'm not going to find that grounds for departure is present in this case.
I just want to see how long she's going to serve.
Finally, we go to, not finally, but we go to J, unsophisticated manner. The offense was committed in an unsophisticated manner and was an isolated incident for which the defendant has shown remorse. I don't think that applies in this case. I don't think it was unsophisticated or isolated. I think it covered a 2-year period.
2 years of scamming this one person?
I don't think there was anything unsophisticated about it. So I don't believe that one applies. And then finally we had K, the defendant was too young to appreciate the consequences of the offense at the time of the offense. She was 20 to 22 years old when the offense took place, and she certainly knew right from wrong.
Wow.
And I don't believe that grounds for departure applies.
Wow.
I've reviewed the guidelines, the Florida Department of Corrections recommendation, the federal cases supplied by you, Mr. Lansky. I think it's an understatement to say that this was a unique case. You argued to the court, Mr. Lansky, that she was young, and the court agrees she's a young adult with potential for a future that involves being a contributing member of society. I agree with that part. I know we heard about her young daughter. The children are always collateral damage in these cases.
She has a kid?
I wish that were not so, but the fact that somebody does or doesn't have children when they commit a crime is two separate things. People need to put their children first.
Yeah, it's fair. That's a fair point.
Ms. Wasso, you've detailed an abusive relationship with Mr. Evans. For that, I'm sorry. But this fraud started before you met him. Feeding your family's one thing, but we're talking about a 2-year fraud involving hundreds of thousands of dollars. You saw an opportunity and you took it.
I was like, she might have made like a couple of $100, possibly couple of $1,000. Hundreds of thousands of dollars? You didn't think after 10 bands, or like, maybe 8 bands, maybe 20, that's good enough?
Fraud involving hundreds of thousands of dollars.
But
You saw an opportunity and you took it. And finally, and most importantly here, Mr. Rappaport seems to be the forgotten person today, the victim in this case, but he's not forgotten to the court. All right, he seemed by all accounts to be a nice man, who gave back to his community with both his time and his money.
Sad.
He's the type of person, you would want in your community. His generosity and trust was taken advantage of by you, Ms. Wasso. The court hopes that Mr. Rappaport doesn't let this case and this incident stop him from being that person that gives back to his community. So accordingly,
God.
the court's going to adjudicate you guilty on all counts.
Dang.
On counts 2 and 11, which are the first-degree felonies, the court's going to sentence you to 9.5 years Florida State Prison, which is 114 months. I'm going to follow that with 15 years of probation. I'm going to give you credit for the 603 days that you've already spent in. On counts 4, 5, 7, 10, 12, and 13, which are the second-degree felonies, the court's going to sentence you to 114 months Florida State Prison, followed by 66 months of probation. Special conditions of your probation are as follows. You cannot work in the fortune-telling business or industry, no palm readings, card readings, seances, etc. There's no contact with Lynn Halfon or Richard Rapp.
She knows she's fucked up. That's like over, it was 9 years?
Card readings, seances, etc.
What?
There's no contact with Lynn Halfon or Richard Rappaport, directly or indirectly. I'm going to order restitution in the amount of $146,000 and $146,347 to Richard Rappaport. That'll be joint and several with any co-defendants.
Did you have to pay that back?
That's going to be at a minimum monthly rate of $250 per month. I understand.
She has to pay back $100,000, and she has to pay $200 bi-week or monthly. You're
And
done.
that math
I'm
doesn't
sorry.
work at a minimum monthly rate of $250 per month. I understand
you're
that
done.
math doesn't work out if you do the math to the total amount being paid. That some of that money may be paid, but she's certainly not going to be in a position when she's released to pay more than that. I'm going to order costs of prosecution to the Office of Statewide Prosecution in the amount of $6,385.35.
God.
That'll be imposed as a lien. I'm going to order costs of investigation to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement in the amount of $217,297.40.
It's over.
That'll be imposed as a lien. I'm going to impose mandatory fees and costs, including costs of supervision. Madam Clerk, notate all monies to go to restitution first before any other payments.
Yo, she's making me laugh, bro. What the fuck? She's like, what have you gotten yourself into? Having to pay $100,000
Counts will be
back?
run concurrent. That means at the same time, you have 30 days to appeal your judgment and sentence, and you can have an attorney appointed for that purpose.
Judge, I will ask you to find her indigent for costs at this time, which
She's
you've
like-
previously done at a point.
She's like, what the fuck did I pay you for, lawyer? I'm still serving more time. Oh
Find her
my.
indigent for costs at this time, which you've already previously done, and appoint the public defender for purposes of appeal, and once I file my notice of appeal, release me.
Wow.
Yes, sir. All right, you need to
Wow.
report to probation within 24 hours of being released from incarceration. You can do so at 1313 North Tampa Street, all right?
And knowing that she doesn't reside here and won't have any family here, can the probation be transferred to wherever she's
I have no objection to her transferring probation. All right.
Wow.
She needs to come up and get fingerprinted.
She already got fingerprinted.
All right.
I think he said she's serving
All
like
right,
9
court's adjourned.
years, 114 days, and like more days in probation. Wow. Yeah, it's over. Yeah, I would cover my face too. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's over. It's over. You were on camera the whole time. What are you covering your face for? No. Yo. It's. I feel bad for her, but she knew what she was doing. I didn't know you could serve that much time for it, but that's crazy. Wow. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please drop a like, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. What? She's serving over, like, in total, she's paying back over 100 grand, and she's serving like 9 years plus in actual prison, and like couple of hundred more days, like 60 days in probation. That's crazy. I'll see you guys in the next video. Drop a like and subscribe, and see you there.
Now it's my time, I gotta make up for all them nights that my mama cried. I'm going in, I'm putting everything on the line. Dropped out of school to chase my dream, I had something for the proof. I put my all into this shit, man, I can't fucking lose. They smile up in my face, but they don't know what I've been through.